All right. Welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and I am joining this Pakistan-England match with the last ball of the 7th over. Shaheen is bowling. The ball comes in, and it is a leaf. It's a dot. 7 overs in the book for England's batting innings. Pakistan's already got a wicket, but England only needs 103. What's up, Laughter Express? Me and Gabe and I, we had the plan to come on at 9 o'clock because we figured Pakistan's first innings will be wrapping up. We'll be able to finish that and start England's innings, talk about what happened with Pakistan's innings or whoever batted first. And I wake up like at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and Gabe's like, dude, it's already all out for Pakistan. We got to hurry up. So sorry for coming on a little late here. That guy's got a great attire there, great uniform. And we're going to check out this match for as little that we have left. What is happening, everybody? It's been a long time since we last live streamed. We finally were able to get caught up in a lot of things. Me and Gabe and I are not doing summer school right now, so thank you so much for joining. And there's a boundary right there. England is attacking. I mean, England is attacking right now. They got 43 after just, 43 balls? They got a run of balls so far. I know it's ODI. I know it's not test, but I figured Pakistan went down for 142 all out, 141 all out. Okay, England needs 142. I figured they would take their time. I figured, maybe there's a lot of swing going on, a lot of seam going on the ground because what was it? 8 out of the 10 wickets for England were all pace bowlers. Only 2 from the spinner. Was it Parkinson, I believe, or Overton? I can't remember which one of those guys is the spinner. 8 of the other ones are all from pace. So I figured England would be taking their time. They'll be taking it willy-nilly, but no, they are attacking right now. They want to finish this in the next hour, for crying out loud. We got some people joining us. What's up, Sup? Good to see you. Kush. Yeah, Sup. This game is almost over. Sathwick, how are you doing? Is this supposed to be a prank on the audience? Not at all. You see my request? Insta would love you to react on the interview. Instagram, I'll have to check out that on Instagram. I did see your request, but I'll have to check it out again. Siddhartha, what's up? Dante, how you doing, man? Damien. Yeah, we got West Indies, Australia, the evening time for us this weekend. We got Sajid in here. What is happening? This is not a scream-worthy match. Yeah, excited for that, West Indies and Australia. I mean, this is crazy. This is insane, which is how fast. Ooh. And that's like a Pont shot right there. I mean, I know Pont didn't make it famous, but holy cow, he's swinging all over the place. There's another boundary, 47 and 1 loss. I mean, my other thought, what's up, Dante? I'm doing great. My other thought about this match, when I just see the score and I'm looking at some of the things before I come on, is I'm thinking, okay, this is a Pacers paradise, right? This is a pitch where it's a wicket that's just being taken. It's a fast wicket. Just forget about it. Protect yourself, But no, I don't know what happened with Pakistan's first innings. I'm not sure how they went all out so quickly. But look, I mean, that tells the story right there. England, there's another shot right there. There's a fielder, so it should be a 1. That tells the story right there. They need 95, now 94 off 253 balls. I mean, this is insane. Gabe will be on shortly. I'll say hi to Jody before she's running some errands. Yeah, England C team. I was going to say England B team, but this might be England C team, right? You don't got Bairstow. You don't got Stokes, and I get it. He's a test. I'm not Stokes. I'm sorry. You do have Stokes. You don't have Wokes, and I get it. He's a test guy. You don't have any of the Curran brothers, right? Or maybe you do. I don't know. I assume there was no Curran brothers. We got guys on this roster that I was looking up that I'd never heard of before. I mean, what else is new? What else is new? Let's look at. Excuse me. No one's going to come. Told you. Let's see who's on this side. You got Philip Salt. Never heard of him. David Milan. David Milan, heard of him. Zach Crawley, heard of him. James Vince, I've heard of him. Haven't seen him too much. Ben Stokes, obviously heard of him. John Simpson, no idea. Is he like the youngest of the Simpsons after Maggie? Lewis Gregory, Craig Overton, only heard about things. I looked him up earlier. Bryden Carse, Saqib Mahmood, heard of him. Matthew Parkinson, just heard about him right now. Shakeen Afridi got the first wicket. Got the only wicket so far. What else is new? He's a beast. But you got Mahmood with four of the wickets, Overton with 2, Parkinson with 2, Gregory with 1. I only count 9, so that must have been a run out. There must have been a run out somewhere. What's up, Rashab? How you doing? Manav. Milan is T20 player only, getting his chance in the ODIs. I would think so. This is the opportunity. Tom Curran should be on the England Z team. Yes. Siddhartha. Oh, you must be on my side, my friend. You must be on my side. I absolutely love that comment. He should be on the Z team. How dare he think about going anywhere else? When's the next Breakfast with Champions reaction? Great question. Coming soon, I guess. We haven't recorded yet. It probably won't be coming for a few weeks because I'm going, July for me is the month of going out of town. I'm in and out of town all the time this month. So I've actually been recording a lot of ones in the bank with the team here. And so we have about the next week and a half of videos ready to go. Not ready to go, but recording. So we haven't recorded Breakfast with Champions, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. Those are fun to watch. Those are pretty easy to edit, but I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. We'll keep it going. Hi, Nick. What's up? Says Shiv. Who's waiting this one? I don't know. I mean, let me say this. In cricket, anything could happen. Anything could happen. But I might bet the farm that England's going to win this game. I might bet the farm. I might bet Gabe's farm, for crying out loud. He doesn't even have a farm. Whenever he does get a farm, when he's retired or whatever, and he's Farmer Gabe, I'm going to bet his farm on this one. Oh, there's another bound. Oh, did he stop it? Oh, Gabe the farmer.
Oh, just as you're driving me by, drive by Nick. Drive by Nick. That's what we're going to call him, people. Drive by Nick. What's going on, CFA Nation?
What's up, Gabe? What is happening in this match?
Bruh. So many thoughts right now. What's up, CFA Nation? Mad love. Miss you guys. Dante Live. What's going on? Sayed. Laughter Express. Cricket Don. Rahul. Sidraf. What's up? Manav. Ozja. What's going on? Cricket for Us 2.0.
I see an Ozja sighting. Ozja, how many tears have you cried of that pillow so far? I mean, holy cow. Now, this is not supposed to be a drive-by because you guys know I love myself some Indian team, but at least it's not 36 all out. But, man, you must be crying some tears. Here's another boundary right there.
Gonna shoot a music video? Who's shooting a music video? You shooting a music video, Manav? Let us know, man. We'll pump it on Born Reviews. You know what I'm saying? What's good? Rashad, what's up? Real story.
I think he's asking you if you're going to shoot a music video.
Oh, am I shooting a music video? No, this is my international cricket, my appeal shirt. You know what I'm saying? My appeal shirt with my hat. But
oh, he says many tears. Oh yeah.
You know what?
Soaking that pillow.
I was here because I got, well, first and foremost, yes, Pakistan in trouble right now. 141 all out. They didn't even make it their full overs. They were out 35th.
But they went 30, that's the thing. They went to 35 overs. England's already got 56, and they've even barely started this match. It's not even at 10 overs yet.
Now, I know that people are going to say hindsight's 20/20, okay? But you know me. I don't shy away from anything, and I find this topic so interesting. England's probably going to win this match, okay? Surprise, surprise. Nick was rooting for England. I got to root against Nick. I mushed Pakistan. Yet another place I can't go to, okay? Deal with it. I mushed the Knicks, people. It happens. I mushed the Yankees. They're in fourth place. Fourth place. The curse is real. I totally believe it now. I totally believe it. I don't know what's going on. But with that being said, if you're an English fan right now, is this the end of Alex Hales? Because you cannot tell me on an English B squad where literally The whole team caught COVID. The only reason Ben Stokes is in there right now is because he came like a real man and said, I'm going to answer the call. All right. England needs me. I'm still rehabbing from my injury, but I'm going to come and answer the call. But the whole team caught COVID, and Alex Hales can't find his way into this side. Either A, English fans lied to us, Nick, and they overhyped him, and Alex Hales isn't as good as they say he is, or B, there's politics to be played there. And I believe it might be the latter, where obviously Alex Hales had the whole drug issue. Him and Morgan had that whole fight, you know what I'm saying? They had the whole controversy amongst them. And to me, the reason why this is interesting, because right now, the USA is doing the same thing to a runner called Sha'Carri Richardson, where this girl broke the world record, second fastest time ever. She beat my son's time. My son runs a 10.8 in college. And for a woman, 11.2 is amazing. And she beat that time. My son went to college on a track scholarship. And they left her off the team because she failed a drug test, a marijuana drug test. Mind you, this is where it goes back to the conservative side where, states' rights, individual rights. Well, the state where she's from, Oregon, marijuana is legal. But in the Olympic Committee, it's not. With that being said, her ban is only for a month, Nick. Her ban is only for a month, but they still left her off the 4x1 team, which they could easily place her on.
Gabe, all I'm going to say is this. You can't tell me she did not know about the marijuana rules with the Olympic team. You train your entire life, especially the last 4 years to get that Olympic team. You're blowing everyone out of the water. Why in the – and she admitted it. She's like, I messed up. Why in the world do you take that chance? Why? It has nothing to do with this or that. If you know what the rules are, you got to abide by the rules. I want to get to the match for a second here real quick because, I mean, this is insane what's going – not an edge. This is insane what's going on right there. That ball really, really bounced. But this is just absolutely bonkers. We got some comments in here. They're saying that Morgan hates Hales. They're saying Hales. We want to know, though, guys, what is the real information? Let us know why Hales isn't in there. I got Dante here saying that he's watching 2.5 Men. He's watching Loki. I'm a few episodes behind on Loki. But I'll tell you right now, he asked me, what are you watching these days, Nick? I just binged a series I love. I watched this the second time now called Friday Night Lights. It's about American football, but it is a great high school drama type sports series. It's on. It was on Peacock. Now it's on Hulu. If you want to watch something like that, check that out. I love that show. I binged that in like a few weeks, 5 seasons. I've been watching. What have I been watching? I've been watching a lot of like these dating shows with the wife. She really enjoys that. Gabe, what have you been watching recently? What have you been binging and checking out?
I've on my downtime, I'm doing a lot of running around with Trey. As a matter of fact, the wife and Trey are going to Arizona today for a baseball tournament, and then we're going on Monday. They get back on Sunday. Then on Monday we take off to nice shot there by Milan.
No, 1 or 2 there. They probably just took a 1 and got a casual. No, they take 2?
Why risk 2? Why risk 2?
Do you see the score?
Bro, 83 needed from 242 balls. Why risk 2? Are you kidding me?
Fast, man. They're going fast.
But
what's up? We got a super chat. Sorry, Gabe. I understand rules are rules, but the girl was in mourning. Grief has no rules. Yeah.
I agree. And listen, here's the thing. For none of us, and we're lucky we're not athletes, guys. I mean, professional athletes, because all professional athletes are judged at their worst moment. But go back to your 20s. You find out your biological mother dies. What is your reaction going to be? Most people are going to binge drink or do something if that's, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like you're going to react some kind of way. And again, my problem is not the fact that she got banned for 30 days. That's the Olympic rule. There's nothing the USA team can do about that. My problem is that they also left off the 4x1 team, which they could put her on, and you cannot tell me you cannot use that speed on that team. So if the USA team does not win the women's 4x1, the question is what politics came into play, and that's what I'm upset about. Because again, she makes mistakes. I expect my kids to make mistakes. My kids have made mistakes. Okay, you should not be judged on your worst mistake. So now you're going to ostracize her because she made that mistake and completely kick her out the sport? Unacceptable. And that's where I go back to Alex Morgan. Yes, he had the drug issue.
Alex Hales.
Alex Hales, thank you. He had the reason I combined their name was because it's Morgan.
Well,
Alex Hales.
Again, Alex Morgan is a female soccer player. So
yeah, I know, right? He had the drug issues. Got it. That's a disease. He needs treatment. He needs help. He shouldn't be ostracized from the sports. Him and Morgan don't get along. There was a whole fight. But are you telling me, you can realistically tell me that the other 11 playing 11 today are all better than Alex Hales? No. Then if you lose, which obviously they're not going to lose.
They're doing a pretty good job collapse, right now.
Then, you know what I mean? You put politics in front of the sport. And that's why I don't agree with it. But, you know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I'm sure other people feel other ways about it. But
no, I hear what you're saying. I want to get to this random comment real quick because it's pretty funny. It's true. It's true, Harris. I was watching Love Island with the
wife.
My
gosh.
We watched the first season. We got Paramount Plus. It's on there. She loves that kind of stuff. It was pretty entertaining. It's ridiculous. But that's hilarious that you mentioned that because I didn't watch the first season. She's dying to watch the second season. It's already on there. John, I see you in the waiting room. Do you need me to click you in or are you just waiting a few seconds? Give me a thumbs up if you want me to click you in. All right.
And to answer your question, Nick.
What's up, John?
Hello. Answer your question, what up, John? Before I forget, I've been streaming Dark. I'm almost done with it because people kept telling me, you got to watch Dark. You got to watch. This show is bananas, bro. You got to watch this show. It's absolutely bananas.
Watch out for the sequel series, Light. I couldn't help myself.
John, first and foremost, before the drive-bys begin, drive-by Nick is here. Actually, the drive-by already started talking about crying into the pillow. I mean,
it was just I just thought I'd stay quiet for the entire time and let Nick do his thing. It's been a while, Nick. I haven't seen you have any cool drive-bys for a while, so it was good to hear some. But yeah, hello. Very sad, as you can see correctly from my smile right now. I'm not the happiest person. But yeah,
what happened? I mean, were they
to me or to Pakistan?
With Pakistan, because I was asleep. Were they scoring slow to be conservative? Did they lose a lot of early wickets? And that
there was 26 for 4.
They lost 3 wickets to is it Mohammed?
Mahmood.
Mahmood.
3 wickets, bro. Boom, early. What happened?
Yeah, they were. I think in the 7th over or 6th over, they were 26 for 4. They had a 53-run partnership. Then the batsman who was set ran the other guy out, and then it was just a collapse.
Wait, so Imam lost his wicket on the first ball?
Yeah, first ball of the game.
Babar Azam lost his wicket on
third ball of the game.
The third ball.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jeez. That's just brutal, bro. I know Azam at that point was like, oh, man. Give me the milk of magnesia. I need some lemon tea.
Yeah,
0 for 2. 0 for 2 in 3 balls. If Pakistan wins from this point onwards, that's going to be a surprise. But yeah, it's not looking like that. They need 75 of 200 and something.
And that's the thing I was saying earlier, like with the score of Pakistan, I didn't realize I lost so many early wickets. I thought it was like a slow scoring wicket or something like that. Oof. And England was going to take their time. England's not messing around. They got places to go. Yeah. I mean, this is going to be a hot pocket inning for crying out loud. You talk about hot pocket at bat. Talk about drive-bys. We had one of the all-time drive-bys in our video last night. I'm not sure if you guys checked that out. We couldn't help ourselves.
I couldn't help it. It was just fun. It was just it was just fun. All love.
It was a little OSR drive-by.
I was cracking up. I was like, oh yes.
I did not see or read it. I haven't. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you want to?
It's on our most recent video. You got to check it out. Our reaction with McGraw.
I was hoping for in video. I was hoping for an in video.
Dude, that's how you know when Nick gets really salty. When Nick gets salty, boy, he's got a sharp tongue. He's got a satin tongue, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's all about. Listen, you think these excellent assassins just rush into it, right? You think they my mic's not even on right now. You think they rush into it? I don't think so. They bide their time. They look and they wait. And I'm not saying SARS are prayers, like they're not trying to say that, but they wait for the right time.
Man, now did you guys hear this? And I read this morning. Australia going back into lockdown. Did you guys hear that?
The entire country?
That's what I read this morning somewhere. I can't remember, but supposedly Australia's going into lockdown. And what's that going to mean for the Australian players that are going to be playing in the BBL, not in the BBL, in the 100? Do they get to play? Do they not get to play? What is going on?
That's I didn't know about.
I have not heard that. I'll have to look into that real quick. I'm not going to share what the drive-by was. It was all in good fun, honestly. Nothing hate filled at all. But check out around the minute 5.5 of the video that we posted last night.
Right. Okay. On Boring Reviews or Cricket for Americans?
CFA.
CFA.
Okay.
But
if we do it on Boring Reviews, we might get shut down. That's the kind of power of OSR.
And them. We got to knock a door.
They press one button. They're done.
And them.
We're going to be Boring Reviews 2.0.
Sydney is in lockdown last week so far for sure. My sister lives there. Yeah, man, and I'm like, I know that we got this the Olympics is under threat too. I mean, we've got this.
Is that why so many Australian players backed out of the 100? I assumed it was because that variant that was happening months ago in England that they were still worried about, or they just tired, or what?
The variant in England still exists. The Delta variant or whatever it's called.
Oh, the Delta. Okay.
Yeah. But the reason why they backed out was I thought it was just they didn't want to come to England because of the COVID cases and things like that. But they are happy to go to West Indies and stuff. I don't know if you've seen the squad, some of the squad at least for the Australian tour to West Indies. I think they've landed in the Caribbean now, which is going to be an interesting series. Starts I think in 3 days. So that'll be a lot of fun. And the COVID thing hasn't stopped anywhere apart from maybe the States and New Zealand. I guess everywhere else it's still pretty big as a threat. Even though England is going out of lockdown and stuff in like 11 days, which
another boundary.
Surprising.
Dude,
they're going out of lockdown.
Yeah. So
you guys are still currently under lockdown right now. I didn't know that.
It's like a phased approach. So this is the last stage of it. Like people can go. It's called a lockdown, but it's not really. Like you can go anywhere you want. You can do whatever you want. It's just you have to wear a mask. But after the 19th, I don't think you have to wear masks either and all that.
Yeah, we for those who are vaccinated, you can take off the mask in most businesses besides medical places and whatnot. So it's been really weird and very nice. I've gotten used to it already, not having to wear the mask in most places. But the first time I'm like walking around Target with my mask on. And I see people and workers with their masks off. I was like, I guess it's okay if you're vaccinated. So I don't want to go back to that, but it's there. I'm watching on the news the Delta variants in the U.S. and there's several states that are already being touched with it.
Yeah,
Gabe, Suns in 6 or 7. I say Suns in 5, man. The Suns look really good, and I really want Chris Paul to get his first championship. He took that team from worst to first, man. That's so impressive. And
is the Greek Freak healthy yet? Is he back in the lineup?
I can't tell you.
I don't
know if he played in game 1. He was injured for most of the last series.
By the way, Nick, I think your son or someone is in the chat. Jody just wrote, "Dad, I'm watching you on my way home. Love Abbott."
Thanks, Joe. What's up, Abbott? My man. The youngest, the child of mine. He's watching on the screen. Abbott, you're the man. Be nice to mom and tell her to drive safe. No crazy driving.
And the football championship. Italy versus England. Somebody said, Gabe, please mush England at the Euro finals against Italy. Guys, you don't understand the streak of bad luck. The Yankees are in 4th place. That's never happened. My brothers won't answer my phone calls anymore. They won't answer my phone calls anymore. It is.
Shut your mouth with that's never happened. There was years, there was decades where as Padre fans, we were celebrating a 4th place finish. Get out of here with your nonsense.
It's so bad.
Padre fans are Oliver Twist, and the Empire has finally fallen a little bit and showed a crack.
The Knicks the Knicks fall to Trae Young and nobody else, because nobody else on that Hawks team is good. You know what I mean?
The Hawks almost made it to the finals, brother.
Bro, you can't make this up. It's so frustrating.
The Hawks almost made it to the finals. Don't sleep. And if it wasn't for Trae Young being injured in that last series, they might have gone to the finals. So they're not a scrub whatsoever.
Bro, it's just the bad luck I'm on. If I mush a team, it's bad.
Hold on. Who won the World Test Championship final?
Yeah,
New Zealand.
Yeah, you supported New Zealand, though.
I did support New Zealand.
But he scored them from default, though. You guys watched some of the earlier videos. He had no luck. He didn't even think Kane Williamson was worth a spot on the roster, for crying out loud.
Bro, this is how bad it is. The other day, I was at one of my daughter's events, because my daughter's also in national dance competitions. Well, if you know anything about dance competitions, they are there for hours and perform for 2 or 3 minutes. You know, 3 sets, 3 minutes, 9 whole minutes or whatever. But you sit around for a while. So on my phone, I'm watching West Indies versus
South Africa.
Bro, the West Indies could not $140. It was like 140. I'm like, oh, this is we got this, bro. They could not chase that. It was insane to me. They play so reckless. And I think they they won 1, lost 2. I can't remember the series total.
They lost 3-2.
They lost 3-2. But I'm like, guys, you can't chase down $140? Really? Oh my gosh!
Hey, that's Trident territory, my friend. That's Trident territory,
bro. And I'm like, this is the team that's gonna win me the WTC. The T20 championship.
Stop it. Stop it. People are asking us if we watched Wimbledon. I've been following it. Yes, I think Gabe mushed Federer. He went down in 3 straight sets, for crying out loud.
It's Gabe's fault. It's Gabe's fault that most people around the world are crying right now.
I'll tell you right now, that's a sport I do not watch, so no tennis player can ever claim I mushed them. Ever. Just say.
Especially with Federer. What is this? Nadhish is asking for I can't talk right now. A match fixing right there for Federer. He's got the record of winning 5 Wimbledon titles in a row or something like that, 5 years in a row. This guy is incredible, but sometimes you just lose. What can I say?
Zach Crowley with yet another single, 32 on 28. I mean, England is just hosting here. I'm sorry to say, and I mean, English fans are probably are happy. It's a boring game. We need some wickets. Do something, Pakistan. Oh,
Gabe,
not if you're an England fan.
Gabe, support England. The support England will be a wicket. I remember the Quinton de Kock thing. De Kock was on 94, and you said, "Oh, I want South Africa to win." He got out 97 against
99. He got out 99. That is
hilarious.
Of the mush.
Another single there, and they're just taking them. I mean,
yeah. What's happened to Andy Murray? He's England's golden boy. He's won a few Grand Slams. Is he still playing?
I think he's retired. It's been.
Is he really? I didn't think he was that old.
Him for about 3 years, 2-3 years. So if I don't see him, I just assume they retire.
See, that's crazy about Federer, though, because in tennis, when you're 28, you're an old man. You are an old man at 28. He's almost 40 years old. I mean, Djokovic, he's the heavy favorite, but, you just never know. I think he's got something like 18 Grand Slam titles. This would be number 19. Yeah. It's pretty impressive.
There's another single. Now, Aja, let me ask you a question. Mahmoud is actually Pakistani origin as well, right?
Originally, yeah, but from back in the days. I think he's born in England, but his parents.
Okay. Say, another one got away.
Uzi from Australia, Usman Khwaja. You have Imran Tahir. You have a lot of people who are born in Pakistan, and then they kind of leave the country and play for other countries. But I think Saqib Mahmood actually born in the UK. But even then, I don't know if you saw a bit of the PSL. He was outstanding in the PSL as well when the PSL was going on. So the Pakistani batsmen cannot face him. And at the end of the first innings, they asked him, do you think you playing the PSL helped you out? He's like, no, it didn't really. It was an equal field because they had seen me before and I'd seen them before. And I was like, you got them out every time. They didn't get much time to like play against you. You just kept getting them out. So he's very, very talented. But what he's done is he's actually gotten a yard of pace. He used to be about 83.
Oh.
Now he's about a 90. That dropped short. Don't worry. That's nothing.
Yeah.
Things happen.
Oh, that looked like a wicket right there. Oh, bad fielding. Bad positioning.
What are you talking about? Will you stop? That was like a single in baseball where it just drops in front of the field. Nothing they can do about it. Stop it.
Dude, when a ball goes up in the air like that, bro, how is somebody not? You know what's funny? Why does it seem like New Zealand always has players in the right position? I saw it against Australia. I saw it against England. They have the best fielding in the world. And like that would be a wicket if the guy was probably 15, 20 feet closer, right? If he was just positioned differently. And there was one wicket, Nick, where we were watching where the ball, I think once or twice had gone to third man, right? It was a third man no, it was in the slips, remember? And they only had two guys back there. Next time, there was a guy back there, gets the wicket. This was against India in the WTC. Their fielding is like impeccable. They change as the game is being played. Does that make sense? And it's almost like they know what the bowler's going to throw, so they know where to field. And it's ridiculous, man. Their fielding is really good.
I think they just work out the angles for that particular ground a lot better than a lot of other teams. And with Kane Williamson being their main captain, their coaching staff's really good. A lot of their experienced players, they chime in a lot and kind of get everything set in place. I think they're much better fielding side, but also the fact that, if they've got players in the right positions, they're really quick. They are very quick. I don't know if you've noticed Trent Bolt as an example. He's a bowler, but he can run very, very fast and probably get to that ball that you're saying, oh, that dropped short. I tell you, I agree with you in the sense that if that was New Zealand, they would go for the catch.
Yeah, they go for that catch. Not just let it fall in front of you.
Because it's Pakistan, I know they won't go for the catch.
Here's the thing. Yeah. At this point, you run, you go for the catch. If you miss it, it becomes a boundary. Does that matter at this point? Look at the score. You need a wicket. I will trade a boundary for a wicket. Don't just let it.
You need 9 wickets, Gabe.
But I'm just saying, don't let it just bounce in front of you and play soft. It's death by 1,000 razor cuts, man.
You're out of control. You're out of control. I mean,
wickets.
England, they're still scoring pretty quick. We got 90 runs in an ODI match. I want to say I've seen some ODI matches where they have like 50 or 60 in the first 15, 20 overs. This is incredible right here. How many overs are we at so far?
16 balls left, Nick.
They're 15? All I'm going to say is, I don't know if you know this, but when England, the whole COVID thing happened and they've got 11 players that did not play for England in the last series, 5 debutants, and they absolutely smashed Pakistan with the ball. Like they're bowling, 5 out of their 6 bowlers weren't in the squad. Saqib Mahmood, Kars, Parkinson, Overton, and the other and Lewis Gregory. All 5 of them were nowhere near the squad apart from maybe Saqib Mahmood, who's played a couple of ODI games. Everyone else, they were like, oh, they're on the back burner because England's main team is that good. I'm happy Pakistan didn't play England's main team right now. I'm happy they're playing the second string team, which is absolutely hammering them.
They were saying this is the C team. This is just there's a guy on the field, right? There's a guy on the roster, Gabe, where they put on the scoreboard no name. Because it doesn't even matter what his name is. They just need to fill the spot. That's how crazy it is right now. What's up, Abbott? I just had to go blow my nose real quick. I'm back. 90 for 1 loss. Gabe says they need a wicket. I said they need 9. I'm not sure exactly how cricket works. But you got Farhan right there. Fahim, bowling. This is the 15th over. And, now you do have Milan, right? How many ODI matches does this guy play? Probably not too many.
4.
Yeah, so he's getting his chance. Crawley, I usually see him, I think, on the test side from time to time, right?
His debut in the ODIs today.
There you go. And these guys are just like, we can do this anywhere right now. But the other guys that are going like an Overton and a Parkinson, good for them, right? To be able to show what they can do. When Gabe texted me all out, the first thing I wanted to see was how many did Wokes get? right? He's not even in the side right now. He's in the bio bubble. But that was my first thought. I'm going to go on there like, I told you Wokes is a winner. I told you. But no, it's Mahmood with the 4. Jeez Louise.
Silver Rahul's asking, were the Pakistani batters bad or the England bowlers good? It's a bit of both, but mostly I'd say the Pakistani batters weren't as good. There were 2 brilliant deliveries, one that got Babar Azam out and the one that got Muhammad Rizwan out. All the other ones, they could have ducked, they could have played along the ground, they could have not ran a run that wasn't there, right? They were Rahaning it. Never mind.
Don't get him started.
They went to the Rahani run school?
Oh my gosh, here we go.
But yeah, so Silver Owl basically, it's mostly Pakistan's fault with the bat, I think. And with the ball, England's just being clinical. They realized they lost that 1 wicket when Phil Salt was trying to be expansive, got out, and then they realized Crawley's like, this is my first game. I can go not out my entire first match. Dawood Milan has an average of 20 or something in ODIs, when in T20s he has averages like 50 odd. So like, I'll just stay not out as well. Let's see if my average goes up. So it's just helping their personal goals. But yeah, Pakistan is completely out of this. There's no way they can win this match. Please, Gabe, can you say that? Can you repeat the words I just said? Please.
Listen, there is no way they could win this match. Even I can't mush this.
Gabe and Ozjan, Pakistan would run like Rahani.
There's no wood.
I want to answer Sidrop's question here. He says, who's going to win the home run derby? Who's going to win the home run derby? Honestly, it's tough. My favorite guy isn't there, and I'm almost glad because the first year he played in the home run derby, I think it hurt his swing. And I'm talking about Vlad. He's not playing this year in the home run derby, but I think it's going to. No.
I thought he was.
Remember what happened to him after the first home run derby when he went Pete Alonso? He came up second, runner-up, I think it was. He didn't win it. I think Pete Alonso won it, if I remember correctly.
Won. Yeah.
But it ruined his swing, bro.
Okay, so what do you think about Shohei? Why would they send Shohei? Even Tatis, right? He's got himself a little bit of swag. Even he knows, no, I'm not going to mess with my swing right now. Shohei is a two-way player. Why in the world would you send your two-way all-star to the home run derby?
Because the Angels are a garbage franchise full of garbage people. That's why. Honestly, the Angels killed Mike Trout's career, killed him. All right, Mike Trout's now been injured riddled the last 2 years, 3 years. The guy's never going to win a championship, and they're going to do the same to Shohei Ohtani. They give these players these massive contracts, and then they ruin their careers. All they want is Ohtani to sell tickets, sell jerseys, sell packets, because they have no interest in actually winning a championship. The Angels suck. And if there's any Angel fans in here, I apologize, but just look at the players they passed up and their pitching staff. If they really wanted to build a winning team, they could have done it, and they chose not to. They don't care.
Let me tell you this right now. I think there's some dark horses because Shohei, he is the favorite, but I think there's some dark horses. Pete Alonso's back in there. He's won it before, but you also there's 2 dark horses. Hold on. You got Juan Soto. He's just crushing my Padres right now, so he's in form. And then you got Trevor Story, the hometown kid who knows how to bat there in Coors Field better than anyone. There's a wicket right there.
That's
earlier. Yeah. Never mind. That's a blue shirt. But for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, the home run derby, all-star break festivities, there's a curse. When you go out there, you're trying to swing for so many home runs that your second half of the season, your home run input is down, your swing is off. And look at a Pete Alonso. 40 home runs his rookie year, this major league record for a rookie. Where was he last year? How many home runs did he hit last year? Right?
20-something.
I mean, he's got 15 this year, which he's on pace to get like 27 or something like that. But he was 40 as a rookie. So,
it ruins your swing. Your swing. For some guys, it ruins their swings, but for the most part, it's hard. The reason I say Ohtani, Nick, is because it is in Coors Field, and as a left-hander, he gets the shortest porch out there and right. Now, you would be right to say Trevor Story's the hometown kid, so he has the advantage. He's playing at home, but I think Ohtani.
But it's not really a short porch. It's not very far, but it's a tall wall. So you still got to launch it over there. In left field, it's not too far at all, especially in the corner there. I mean, he's a maniac. He's got 32 home runs. It's absolutely incredible. Varun, I want to give a shout out. What's up, Varun? You are the man.
What up, Varun?
He's never heard of the Angels, so he says you're good, Gabe.
Neither has anybody outside of Anaheim.
Oh, wow. I think God's heard of him.
Stephen Richards say concentrate on the great. We would if there was anything happening, right? It's 95 for 1. They literally need 1.5 and over to win the match.
All right, this is what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to test it out. English fans are going to hate me. This is the most interesting thing we got going on. Milan's at 43. Will he get to that 50? Is he going to get that half century? All right, here, I'm going to jinx him. Milan's going to get a half century. I'm calling it.
You know what? I'll do you one better. I'll help you out a little bit. It's over, baby. This match is over. Now, is it just me, Ozjod? Let me see. Who's this? Ralph? He's giving me a little bit of Shoaib Akhtar vibes just from the look. Am I just being crazy?
No, you've got the right lines because a lot of people say his aggression is really good, but his aggression is not directed correctly because he just bowls a lot of wide deliveries and a lot of short deliveries, and it just doesn't work as well. Yes, people say that about Shoaib Akhtar as well, especially my brother who's sitting next to me. But in general, I think Haris Rauf is just a lot shorter when he's bowling, when he needs to be a lot fuller. And that's the biggest thing that Pakistan got wrong today. Apart from Shaheen Afridi, every other bowler has been too short on this particular track. And
Breaking news. You ready for this?
How dare you?
I'm predicting the winner of the 100 right now because they've become my most hated team. And of course, God has a funny way of showing how much he loves me as his favorite son. Luang Ngidi just signed with the Welsh Fire. So now they got 2 of the players I absolutely hate, Johnny Bairstow and Luang Ngidi.
So I
hate this team, and I guarantee you they're going to win it all because I hate this team. Gosh. Really? Maybe he'll give up 55 for them.
You got to control your hate for Bairstow because my man Ozja was in the middle of a very great little piece he was going.
I see Bairstow and I see Red. Bro, he's on the Sinister Six. What do you want me to tell you? All right? Luang Ngidi's been in and out of the Sinister Six. After that CSK debacle.
Wow, I didn't even think he was on the waiting list. He's been in and out?
He gave away the game. Here, sir, please pick another 6.
How do you have a man on the Sinister Six that has his own mating call? How do you do that to him?
Speaking of Ngidi, by the way, he bowled really well in 1 out of the 5 games that he played. Otherwise, he was smashed for 45 like 3 times. He was pumped, absolutely. So yeah, I'm happy Welsh Fire have got him because I really don't want Welsh Fire to win, personally.
Who are you rooting for, Ozjan?
I think I said Oval Invincibles. I think that's who I picked like a month ago, and I'm probably going to stick with him. But there's so many players going in and out.
Yeah, players are going in and out. It's not the same team.
Hey, I'm not. If Chris Wilkes gets out of the 100, I'm not watching. Don't tell me he's back.
Chris Wilkes is still around.
There's no point. Shut down the league.
Oh my gosh, you're out of control.
Phoenix, baby.
You got to be kidding me.
My 100 preview is not in the works whatsoever. I was planning on doing something with yourselves, and then I was planning to do something else, but I haven't researched enough on the 100 that I can give you an honest opinion. So if you guys have time sometime in the next 10, 11 days, would love to do a sort of like 20, 30 minute preview, 20, 30 minutes, Gabe, 20, 30 minute preview of the 100.
Is that just my time?
I know. Am I not talking at all?
You saw me look up for a minute because I'm over here like, is that just my time? 20, 30 minutes?
Because Nick has never been described as eye candy, so you don't want me just for the eye candy for the trophy guy. But this week is better than next week for us, Ozjan.
Yeah, I'll whenever you're free, I'll get you a link and then we can shoot something for sure. But thank you, Shay, for reminding me about that as well. I'm very happy to, this is the thing. The 100 is something that's completely new. It's starting on my birthday, so it has to be great, right? So I want to see how it goes this exact time. And yes, 20, 30 minutes is just a warm-up. What's going to happen? I'm going to say 20 minutes. The video is going to come out. It'll be a 5-part. It'll be the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League.
It'll be the test. The series of the test, 10 episodes, an hour each.
Oh, you guys are
And
the
by about
worst.
episode 6, Gabe allows us to finally talk about the topic on hand.
Oh, you guys are the worst.
Oh, man. So we got 100 for 1. The scoring has
46.
slowed down just a tick.
He's at
Just
46.
a tick, but what's the point? They had 42 balls. 42 runs on 204 balls. Oh, there's a stumps, right?
No, that's
nope.
They've gone for a review. They've gone for a review, but I don't know.
Did he get back in time?
Let's see.
You know, I know it's like, what is that stuff, sawdust or something like that, but it looks like an anthill behind the umpire. That always throws me off when I see the anthill. Like, man, cricket loves the ants. They don't want to destroy any ants. You go do your anthill in our field. We'll play around you.
So
somebody
asked me about the recent performance of Sophie Ecclestone.
She's so good.
And I was like, wait a minute. Didn't India beat England in the last so I had to double check. India did beat England in the last match, 220 to 219. Really, really close game. Indian women won by 4 wickets. And then in that third ODI, I should said, Sophie Ecclestone only got 9 runs.
No edge there.
Yeah, that's a bad review. That's a bad review.
That's a desperate review.
That wasn't even a stumps. His foot was behind the crease. They were going for the edge. Wow.
England cutting onions.
Wow.
Thanks, Ayush.
Yeah, exactly. Is that the wicketkeeper just trying to sell it? Jeez, he convinced them to take the review. Who took the review on that?
Ooh, that's unlucky. It's an inside edge, under edge. That's gone for 4 as well. And Milan gets to 50. Gabe, you did not mush Milan.
How did that happen?
Because you already pledged your allegiance to one side for this match.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Pledge allegiance, that might be a little too strong of a word, but you know what I mean. He chose a side.
Look at that. Leg by
50. Jeez Louise. This match isn't even going to allow us to get to an hour on the stream, for crying out. I told Joe, like, I'm going to be on
the
like
50 on a bye. Are you kidding me?
For 4 hours, and it's been 46 minutes so far. This is crazy. And we came on earlier than expected.
Nick, I was going to do just about an hour of the stream and expected, it'll be what, like 16 overs, Pakistan 100 for 1, right? Okay. When I got off, there were 90 for 6. Or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
I can't believe this. Yeah.
That is rough.
Varun says Sophie Ecclestone is great until I make her captain. Listen, I mushed many players. Part of the reason me and Bairstow have a love-hate relationship is because of IPL Dream 11. And every single time I pick them, it's when he decides to throw his wicket away.
Gabe, not only do you mush players, but you make players legends, for crying out loud. How many guys and girls have you said you couldn't stand or were horrible, and they've gone on to these Herculean efforts? Ecclestone's got to be. She's got Ozjod. She's got to be the leading wicket taker of 2021 for the women's international game. She's got to be.
Yeah,
of course she is.
So Sophie Ecclestone, Johnny Bairstow, and Nick, the wicketkeeper. 3 legends, right?
You know who? Dude. You know who is so bad that they still couldn't even be great after my hate? One Mr. John Campbell. Wow, he's on the list. How do you explain him?
No one's. Yeah, you're right, Steve. I did that with Root, but Root was great beforehand. That was me being ignorant. You got to understand, Gabe. You destroyed John Campbell's confidence. Like no one's gotten the John Campbell treatment. Even I haven't gotten that treatment. Oh my goodness gracious!
That's hilarious. Gabe can't reverse mush Campbell though. Exactly. Thank you, Sayed. Not even. I just can't reverse mush him.
Because I don't think he's coming back anytime soon with like any sort of West Indian side, is he?
By.
Bro,
he's a young guy too. He's like in his 20s, man. He's like his mid-20s.
He's missing an action. I heard they got his face. There it goes. I heard they got his face on the back of milk cartons and stuff. They don't even know. You can't find
the
him.
Hate for John Campbell. Let me say this. If I didn't personally know Savannah as being a very wonderful and virtuous woman, I would suggest that he had an affair or something like that because you hate him so much. gosh, you hate this guy.
Bro, he could have, if it wasn't for him, I could have had the West Indies could have beat England at home. That would have been awesome, bro. Awesome. Why? Because I win so seldomly that any win that's taken away from me hurts. It hurts.
He took the win away from you by only scoring 3 or
Bro.
3 balls.
Bro, I've started a petition for the Yankees to get rid of everybody. Aaron Judge, everyone.
You're like my dad, man. He would always send emails and whatnot. What's this guy doing? Get him off the team. He wanted everyone off the team every single week.
Get him off. My brothers were like, Aaron Judge, really? Trade him. Trade everyone. Get rid of everyone.
You know,
You do what England had to do here, right? Like, take everyone away, bring everyone.
Give me a B squad. I'd rather watch a B squad play than the Yankees right now. Oh, disgusting.
Dude, this squad is crazy. Is it because of COVID and the bio bubble, which is why there's only so many players available?
Yeah.
So basically, 3 players were tested positive out of the 11.
Oh, wow.
So they thought, okay, let's quarantine the entire 11 players, and then let's just get 11 new players from the county setup, and they're all in their separate bubbles already. So it doesn't really contaminate anything going across. So
and I mean, to be fair, it's I'm telling you, it's been a while since we did a live.
Oh,
but
why? Gosh, he thought he had the edge.
Trey's team, I don't think I mentioned it here. His high school baseball team won the championship, the state championship, right?
Congratulations.
At that game, thank you.
Even with Gabe B in there, he won despite Gabe's mush.
Yeah, I was at the game despite my mush. And I was letting the umpires have it that game too. It's hilarious. Me and all the dads were, because they were horrible. But to make a long story short, at that game, I believe Trey contracted coronavirus. So it was either him or my daughter at dance. Bro.
There's a boundary.
Because of that, literally everyone in my house but myself caught it because I've already been vaccinated. Ozjad, we had to shut down literally an entire school because my wife had gone to a party that same weekend and there were a lot of teachers there. You do not realize how many people you come into contact with, and it's so quick.
Hey, technically, they didn't shut down anything. They had to look into some things, but I see what you're saying.
Damn, places, it was crazy. We personally had to call 50 people. Personally, like, okay, who did you come in contact with? Who did you come in contact with? Who did you come in contact with? And then those 50 people had to say who they came in contact with. By the time it was ended, I think the extended, contact tracing was 400. My one family, 400. That's insane.
Okay, if it was me, it would be like 6 people. Okay, because no one wants to hang out with Nick. I don't go anywhere. It'd be like, don't worry, I got you. No, we want everyone. No, I got you. I got you right now.
They live in my house.
Does streaming count? Because they call Ozjad. But I don't think streaming counts.
Bro, the Nevada Health Department would have called Nick. It was like, okay, so we need a list of everyone you came in contact in the last 72 hours.
Easy.
And he was like, my wife and kids. Okay. In the last 5 days. My wife and kids. In the last 10 days. My wife and kids. Like, they're gonna be like, you have to divulge this information. And bro, when they call you, they're rude about it too, bro. You know what I mean? They're like all authoritative about it. We need all communications. We need these people's numbers. We need this. We need that. I'm like, oh, calm down there, cousin.
Listen, my cats get out of the house more than I do, and they're inside cats. Okay, let's just put it that way. What is the score?
It's
115-1.
Yeah.
Or in Nickland, it's over, baby. That's the score.
It's the 19th over, by the way, just for everyone's sake. It's 116 for 1 in the 19th over. They need 26 of 191 deliveries.
Dude,
Crawley stuck on 40. Here we go.
No, listen.
The run rate is less than 1.
Listen, this is an ODI match, okay? The Tritons are at home right now, salivating. Like, this is amazing cricket. How they score so much in the first 20 overs? They're losing their minds.
Trident drive by right there.
And I'm a Tritons fan. Oh, God.
What happens first? Crawley gets to 50 or the game is over because they only need 26 runs?
Oh, Crawley's going to get to 50.
Crawley get to 50. Yeah.
With Pakistan's fielding, I think Crawley's going to get to 50.
Wow.
I just
At least Asjad is honest. I'm honest. You know what? Anyone that in here, Nick, what did I say at the very beginning of the season? I was like, the Yankees are going to the World Series? You're crazy. Not with this pitching staff. Did I not say that?
Oh, gosh. That's why you mentioned the bad fielding. Listen, Asjad's going through cricket grief phases right now. He's at the stage, it's a 4th stage where you make jokes about it and you're lighthearted. In about an hour and a half, he'll be in the 7th stage where it's straight depression, right? And then after that, it's the anger stage, like that video you sent me, Gabe, about the guy raging with his video games. Like, he's going to lose his mind in about 3 hours. So, wife and daughter, watch out. That's all I got to say right now.
There's a boundary for Crawley.
I'm telling you. Oh, man.
Dude, they didn't even budge. They're like, no, that's a boundary.
Let me see if I got it right. Ishmael?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Ishmael, hide, duck and cover. Teach her the earthquake drill or something like that. Put her in the playpen and put some kind of like safe styrofoam cover on top of it.
She's 2 months, but she'll understand exactly what's going on.
Dude, I want to know what is the over under 12 months when Ishmael starts like putting her hands in the air when she watched Pakistan matches.
I think it'll be about 12 months, 14 months, something around that. Because I was just talking about it today, and I was like, when do I force her to start watching cricket? Not ask, but like just put cricket on and say, okay, sit down and just watch this game where 2 people have sticks and hit a ball around the ground, right? And let's see what she thinks.
Let me ask you a question, Asjad. Has your wife not banned you from poisoning her with this curse? My wife didn't let me, like, my kids aren't allowed to be Knicks fans. Like, I wanted to, and she's like, no, you're not going to do that to my kids. You're not going to do that to my kids. So, like, you know what I mean? She's like, let them choose whatever teams they want to. Don't burden them with your burden. You know, I'm just saying, because technically she was born in England, right? So she could be an English fan. Do you really want, I mean, that's your daughter. That's your baby girl. Do you really want to do that to her? I'm just asking.
Oh, yeah, of course. No, I understand what you're saying. Of course I want to do this to her. Like, family emotions, like, we should have the same kind of feelings when we're watching a game. It's not that, oh, she's supporting England, so she'll be happy when I'm sad. It should be, we're both sad together. Or we're both together.
Sharing my misery. That's actually what I told my wife, too. It's a family bonding experience. That the kids need to share in my misery. She didn't go for it.
Dude, all I know is the video of her when she's like 2 years old, you know, raging out is going to go viral one day.
I'm gonna...
LBW! That's LBW! I can see her now.
I hate umpire.
Oh, man.
That would be hilarious, seeing a little toddler like going like this, doing the holder. Come on, review that.
I've got the plot, Nick. You've done it. 2 years from now, you'll have a viral video on Cricket for Us 2.0 which says baby goes crazy watching cricket or something. Cricket for Babies, the new channel. But
oh man,
it's just a thought. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Yes, Sayed. Yes, exactly.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. oh
man,
you're on right now. You're not gonna get to a century, so you should just be rotating the strike to try to get Crawley to that half century. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're obsessed with the half centuries.
Hey, they matter, bro. I want to see if I can get 2 guys to half centuries.
No, we need 15 runs.
The curse will be broken, Nick.
Oh, the curse hasn't been broken since CPL 2020.
We were trying to mush them.
Bro.
They haven't even got to 20 overs yet.
Oh, it's crazy.
So let me ask you a question. They moved the IPL, and it's going to be in
September in the UAE.
In September in the UAE. Correct?
It's going to finish, I think, 3 days before the T20 World Cup starts or something like that. So bubbles.
What?
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
it's being finished.
Finished. Yeah. 14th October and 17th October.
So wait. Sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off there. We keep cutting you off today.
It's all right.
Are there going to be any, and it's an Indian Premier League, right? There going to be any Indian players that you think are going to opt out of the IPL playoffs so they can get ready for the T20 World Cup?
Nope.
Not a chance, huh?
No, highly unlikely. I'm not going to say not a chance because AB de Villiers and Unadkat. But all I'm going to say is it's highly unlikely that they're going to step out, because the thing is, if they're going to be in those bubbles already, then transferring from one bubble to another bubble is a lot easier for
thinking
players.
about rest, right?
They're probably... When's the last time the Indian team rested? The 10 days between coming to England for the World Test Championship and when the IPL finished. So you notice, like, from Australia in November last year till March, they had straight games.
Yeah, there's no rest, bro. Rest.
April, sorry, not
Rest.
even March. And Crawley
You rest, you lose your team, your side on the team.
Pakistan's been resting for a while. And
boundary there.
There it is. The boundary. That should have been
50.
That's what Asja was talking about. That should have been stopped for a dot, bro. Oh man. There goes the 50. There goes the 50.
Both these guys are showing Owen Morgan like, hey, we can do it too.
Look at
if
Andy,
Alex Hales isn't here,
1867.
you can do it.
Andy says, we don't want Crowley to get a half century. He'll get back on the test side.
He's gonna stay there. He's gonna be there for the next 10 test matches. I'm sure of it. Zach Crowley's not going anywhere in test.
Asja, do you know Pakistan's ODI record so far this, I guess, last year, 2020, 2021?
Not the best.
Not the best?
Not the best. I think they've beaten Zimbabwe. They've lost to Zimbabwe as well. And they haven't played many ODI games since September last year. I think they've only played, 7 or 8?
There goes another one. What do these guys got? Crisco on their hand?
Looks like he hurt his hand, though.
It's a ball, Nick. That's part of the function of your job.
You stop it. It's because he has the double hat on. That was the problem.
Is that what it is? I was gonna say, is that why Pakistan's bad at fielding? Because the ball hurts their hands, Nick? Come on, man.
No.
With that being said, though, it
does hurt. The ball is pretty hard.
It is super hard. So that ball,
you didn't even go for that one. The field didn't even go for that one. It's like, no, I'm not sacrificing this property for a couple of tips.
I forget who sent us the ball. Was it Han Solo that sent us the ball, Nick?
No, it was, I can't remember the guy's name, but they sent us a game ball.
Cricket ball. So that ball, since it's a used ball, it's a worn ball, you can tell it's so much harder than the balls we have, which haven't been used. But even those, I'm talking to Trey last night, like, okay, gonna hit a couple fly balls, try to catch it in the outfield, no gloves, see how much easier or harder it is. And I was just tossing the ball around. He's like, Dad, you sure you want to do that? He said, I'll do it, O'Reilly. You sure you want to do that? I was like, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? Like, we won't bat.
You're practicing on the side. I see how it is.
No. I'm saying we're not gonna bat. We'll bat with we'll do the tennis ball because I'm not wearing one, but just to see if we should be able to catch a sitter. 3, best out of 3 or whatever, 5. And if I'm able to put down 2 out of 3 catches or 4 out of 5 catches, if they're sitters, talking straight up in the air, all you got to do is then at that point, I am allowed to complain about sitters every time somebody drops it.
Yeah.
Fair enough?
Yep.
Did you do it?
No. I'm setting it up. I'm not going to do it until we get out there. I don't want an advantage so that then you say, oh, you had extra practice time.
I just want to say, Andy's comment from about a minute ago, Pakistan can beat India, lose to Ireland, beat England, lose to Belgium, beat Australia, and lose to Faroe Islands. It's madness. That's exactly what Pakistan is. And that's why West Indies and Pakistanis get along so well. They're pretty much the same team. They can beat any team on this day or get absolutely hammered by any team on the day. And I've just checked the record for this year, by the way, Nick. They've played 6 ODIs up till this point. They've won 5, but it's been against South Africa and Zimbabwe this year. Okay. So I would say it's not the greatest.
South Africa's no slouch.
No, I know, but in South Africa, ideally you'd say, in South Africa, playing South Africa, it's going to be pretty difficult. But it wasn't a typical kind of series. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it was 1-1, and then they won the last game. There's some really good matches, but I think it wasn't the best type of practice to come to England to face the number 1, number 2 side in the world. Yes, it's their B team, but this is still better than Pakistan. Like that's the thing. That's something that's just got me. They need 2 runs to win off 172 balls.
Crawley,
Can they defend it?
Can they defend it? The sarcasm, I love it.
Oh, and by the way, it's this guy's debut today. The one who's just bowling now. It's his debut. He's a batsman who can bowl a bit. He's just been handed the ball because what's the harm? Go for it.
It's 140 for 1. The bowling just simply did not show up.
No.
Dude, Pakistan better be hoping for Duckworth or something like that because they need two more runs here. Let me say this.
Bad light.
Which 1992? Which rain method do you want?
Oh man, I mean, I don't think any rain method's going to save him this time. There's a single right there at least. So you got. I always say in T20 match you don't want to lose 2 wickets in the first 6. I think in ODI it's probably not a good sign when you lose 4 in the first 7. Okay.
Yeah,
that screwed him over from the get-go right there. You lose set 4, and they're probably your best hitters. Yeah, that's not very good.
Yeah, it's so. The way I see it is,
there's the match right there.
Yeah, they've won. They won by 9 wickets. I'm not doing my 1-minute video for this match. I'm just gonna be. That's me gonna be crying for a minute. That's the video,
and that'll go viral. Do it,
raging. I want to choke myself.
Bring the kid. Bring a smile and be like, do something. She's like, ah.
Oh man. Listen. I understand your grief though, because this is how I felt honestly when the Knicks got they might as well have gotten swept. They won 1 game against the Atlanta against the Atlanta Hawks. You know what I mean? And you get so angry that then it just gets funny. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna have a heart attack here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. But
it's best to accept it and then rage off camera and then be normal on camera.
Oh, yeah. You know what you'll be doing in a few hours. The funny thing is James Vince didn't get a chance to bat because Crowley and
he didn't even bowl.
Nick,
he
went crazy.
But
my last memory of James Vince is Gabe on a solo live stream where he like drops a catch or something like, Vince, you suck, you heathen. That's the last memory I have of James Vince. He didn't get a chance to redeem himself.
Bro, I mean, the Ben Stokes, who I thought showed some gumption by coming back, he's injured. He didn't even have to bat. I don't think he bowled either. Did Stokes bowl? One over. But it. I mean,
I still got give no ball in that over.
I still give him credit because the guy is still coming back from injury. His side needed him and he showed up. But you know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? This is a tough match. Pakistan, I'm sorry. It's not my fault. Whether or not I was rooting for you guys, I think that you mushed yourselves. I don't know what to tell you. This is C squad. Man.
All I'm going to say, something I just remembered, and I've been trying to remember exactly when it was. It was 2 years ago. Sri Lanka sent their C team to Pakistan for a 3-match T20I series. Guess who won that series?
Are you kidding me?
Sri Lanka won 3-0. Okay?
Wow.
3-0. Pakistan loves to make at home in T20s. At the time, Pakistan was number 1 in the world in T20s, and they lost a 3-match T20 series.
Bro, that's a coaching issue at that point. That's a management. That's an organizational issue.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, dude! The anger, the visceral. Oh.
Hey, at least we all root for teams that drive us nuts, right? We all have that in common. That's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, it's a pain. It's a good curse. It's a good curse.
For sure. Barber under pressure. Yeah, I mean, obviously he did not play well, but we'll see. This is just the first match, right? This is 3 matches?
3-match ODI and then 3-match test. T20, sorry.
3-match ODI, so there's still more matches to go. But sorry, Pakistan, you took it on the chin. And I mean, at this point, this will be England's side, right? I should not expect to see Alex Hales. He was just left off. He's done. MIA, back of a milk carton.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bro, I'm serious. I'm just curious. So, all right.
It seems like he's not going to be looked at all, unless maybe, let's say, it's 3 years down the line and Owen Morgan's decided to retire, right? And everyone is like, yeah, goodbye, blah blah blah, and then Alex Hales might come back. It's very sad because Alex Hales, there was a stat I was looking at. He's played 24 T20 games this year. He's got an average of 44, has a strike rate of 167 in T20s, and he's scored over 600 runs already. It's like, why would you not pick someone of this quality who's played everywhere around the world, not just in one country? He's played in Pakistan. I think he's played in the BBL as well. And then he played in the UK, the English Vitality Blast, right? So it's just disheartening. But yeah, this is probably going to be England's side for the rest of this ODI series, and maybe even the T20s if the quarantining thing doesn't get.
And I think that it's back to what I talked about earlier. It has more to do with just performance on the field. This is straight politics, you know what I mean? 100%. And at that point, you got to start asking again, organizationally, you know, is Owen Morgan doing what's best for the team? Is England as a squad doing what's best for the team? Yeah, okay, you beat Pakistan. So hindsight's 2020. But what if you had lost? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. This is a short team. Yeah. What if Ben Stokes didn't come back from injury? You know what I mean? Like, I am flabbergasted. But
they made this team in 3 hours or something like that. 8 a.m. it came up. Oh, they're not playing. 11 a.m. they'd announced the team. So I don't know how they did it. Maybe they did try and who knows? Maybe they did try and call Alex Hales, right? And he didn't pick up. He's like, I'm sleeping, right? Who knows? I don't know how things work, but
they used a dartboard, my friend, to pick the team, and his did not get brought up. So, got a few questions here I want to answer. First of all, they want to know about McGregor and Poirier. I'm not sure how to say his name. I think McGregor's going to lose. Hopefully, it'll be a good fight. What do you guys think? Any thoughts?
Bro, McGregor to me has been subpar for some time, and here's the thing, you've got so many fights in you, all right? You've got so many fights in you, got so many punches you can take, and then, you know, it's just collateral damage, you know what I'm saying? Damage goods, so to speak. So he's always had a very bad gas tank, you know what I mean? And I don't think he has the power anymore to drop somebody in the first or second round, so I think he's going to lose as well. I see the Wilder versus Fury. I love the Gypsy King, bro. Yeah, I love amazing. The Gypsy King.
He's so much fun.
Is a great boxer, and the thing about him is he's proven, hey, I can get dropped in a fight and still come back and win the fight because I can box. So many of these big heavyweights just know how to throw punches. So I think I like Fury in that fight. That's me personally.
Absolutely. Gypsy King's amazing. So I like this. I don't like this question. This is an interesting question, so I guess I like it. I recently watched the Netflix show on Aaron Hernandez. He was shown off as a big player. Was he really? Could you give me a cricket equivalent to him from current players? Aaron Hernandez was a monster in the NFL. He was an absolute monster. Yes, he was that big. He was that good. He only played for a few seasons, but it was a time when people have heard about Rob Gronkowski. They had Gronkowski and Hernandez on opposite sides lining up on the other sides of the tackles, and they were both world-class tight ends. He was that good. He was a monster. The Patriots already won a bazillion Super Bowls. They would have won a few more with Aaron Hernandez. But he did what he did. The interesting thing about that show is how they studied his brain afterwards, and they saw all signs of, was that CTE or the concussion type situation, where his brain was like one of the worst they've ever seen in that condition. So, yes, he committed murder. Inexcusable. Yes, he was found guilty. There's no question about it. Go to jail for the rest of your life. I have no problem with that. But you got to think about the brain aspect. You got to look at that. You got to look at that to some degree. But yes, he was a huge superstar, equivalent to cricket. That might be a good question for Ozjon. Was there some guy who had a meteoric rise for a few years, was just like top 20 in the ranking, top 10, and then just went away? I'm not sure what the equivalent would be.
So this might not be at least from what you're explaining, because I don't know about Aaron Hernandez. I'm assuming he was a great player, but then didn't play as many years. So that's what I'm basing it on.
Because he went to jail for killing somebody.
Okay. So that aspect probably I can't relate to. But if there was a player who had a meteoric rise and didn't play as long as maybe he should have, from my knowledge, the best person I can think of is Shane Bond from New Zealand. I thought his career was cut short from especially in Test cricket. He didn't play that many games, but he was absolutely brilliant. In terms of recent players, I don't know. It's hard, isn't it? Because there was a player. Do you know who Yusuf Pathan was? Indian player, scored 100 off like 30 odd deliveries once, and was a pretty big hitter. But for about 10, 12 years, he was around the Indian scene. He was around the IPL and stuff. Domestically, he'd been great, but he was around that whole scene. But he had some really good seasons, but he wasn't like consistently great. So maybe not the best guy.
I think Pathan was the guy we did a video on recently.
I have
Kuldeep Yadav, maybe. Who knows? Maybe Kuldeep Yadav.
Kuldeep Yadav. Simon Jones. There you go. Dan Starr's one. That's Dan Starr.
No, Minatio, not John Campbell. Let me explain something. Aaron Hernandez was arguably the best at his position. He was the number 1 tight end, and he was on the same team as Rob Gronkowski. His metrics were ridiculous. He ran 40 times of wide receivers in the body of a linebacker. I mean, he was a really good player. The only reason his career was cut short, not because of injury, not because of downflow, he had some mental issues, which we find out was due to CTE, and he ended up killing somebody over something stupid. And he went to jail and ended up committing suicide in jail. But no. I mean, this guy was an
you're talking about someone
talent
that maybe ranked like 5 or so, right? In world, whatever format it be, someone of that kind of nature. So, I mean, I see a lot of Jeff Thompson. Jeff Thompson played for quite a few years at that high level.
So the 3 players I can think of from the list that makes sense to me. First is Shane Bott, not John Campbell, unfortunately. Unfortunately, no.
They're just saying that he ruined his career. Gabe, you're out of control. Go ahead, Ozjad. I'm going to mute Gabe right now. Go ahead, Ozjad.
I was just going to say, Shane Bott is one guy, but Kuldeep Yadav seems like a decent shout. He was great for like a year and 2 years, and then he just went downhill after the 2019 kind of era. But he was great for like 2.5 years. It was fantastic. If you think about, there's some people saying Saeed Ajmal. He was good for about 4 or 5 years, so I wouldn't put him in the same bracket. There's a couple of Pakistani players that I wouldn't put in this bracket because they didn't play 4 or 5 years. They played like a half a year, a couple of years. There's a player called Mohammad Zahid. He played in mid-90s. He was known as, before Shoaib Akhtar, he was probably one of the fastest bowler Pakistan has ever produced. But he only played like a year and a bit, and then got back injury, neck injury, leg injury, stuff like that. So there's been a couple, but I think the best example out of everyone, what they've said, I think Kuldeep Yadav in recent times is the best kind of comparison, if you could.
I wanted to read Suman's comment here. I read this earlier. 2 new IPL teams will probably be announced in mid-October. IPL team purse size will be increased 85 crores. Now, about $11.2 million. Your thought, guys? I think it's about time. There's so much talent in the IPL and so many players that don't, both Indian and international, don't get to play because they're buried in a super deep lineup that it can only do better for the product. You know what I'm saying? It can only do better. That means more games, more TV time, more playoffs. So I'm all for it. I think it's going to be good for the IPL. I'll start with you, Ozjad, and then Nick, you could give me your thoughts.
I think 8 teams is a lot of teams already, but if they have 10 teams, that would allow them to actually get a lot of domestic players and a lot of overseas kind of interlinked and help develop the product and develop the cricket in India and develop the cricket of all these other nations. But that's a very good point. I've changed my mind's gone back and forth on this. Should they have extra teams or shouldn't they? But if there are 2 teams, I think that should be the epitome. Like, there should never increase the teams past 10 teams, because 10 teams means 2.5 months of cricket, right? Or out of an international break, that's going to be difficult for all teams, all nations to kind of allocate their players. Oh, you can go play IPL for 2 months out of the 12 months you have in the year. So I think that's going to be the toughest thing. But that's good that they've increased the price. They've increased the amount of money every team will have as well. So excited if they release both of them as the new 2 sides. I just don't think they should have any more than 10. That's my take on it.
I got a lot of thoughts about this. First of all, Gabe should be celebrating because he can get a chance to leave CSK and choose a new team.
How dare you?
On a serious note, I think it's good for the sport because when you are a champion, to say you're a champion of 10 teams as opposed to 8 teams, that always sounds better. I don't want them to change the playoff format, still have the top 4 go in. The bottom 6, sorry, you got to be better next year. I don't want them to expand it to what the BBL does with those 5 teams go in or whatever. I don't want to see that. But this is the problem, okay? We have some teams in the IPL who are on the bottom tier who you get an injury or two, like we saw with the Royals, and they just don't have enough guys that are of top caliber who can fill in. And now you have 2 more teams, and I don't think IPL is going to extend it to 5 overseas players, right, playing at one time. So you're going to have more. I'm not saying India doesn't have the talent pool, but we're talking about you want IPL to be a great product. You want top-tier talent. And maybe I'm just crazy and there's millions of guys literally that could play top tier and domestic and whatnot for T20 that could fill in for the IPL. But we've seen it with some of these teams. Some of those big names go down like an Archer and a Stokes, and you're scrambling trying to find someone who has the experience, who has the ability, who has the talent to be able to fill in, and they just haven't gotten a chance yet from the Indian side. So you have that kind of situation. But if they do it, I'm hoping it's like the NHL when they bring in expansion teams. And what it is each team gets to protect a few number of players, and then everyone else is up for those new teams to draft on their team. So it's not like an expansion team where you have all brand new players and good luck trying to get some great ones, but to where they can cherry pick this guy and that guy and that guy who are not protected. Because those kind of auctions, those are a lot of fun to watch. That'll be straight bananas to see which players who have been in certain IPL teams their entire career will get chosen elsewhere because they couldn't be protected.
I wanted to answer this question by Minutium because there's and I've read this question before. There is a misconception that NFL players, everybody thinks of Tom Brady, who's our age, Nick, 41. Well, my age, Nick, still. You know what I mean? Like, he's an old man playing in the NFL. Your Peyton Manning. Those guys are outliers. First and foremost, they're quarterbacks, which is the most protected position in the NFL. But even so, they're outliers even for their positions. The average career in the NFL is 3 years. You don't make it out of your rookie deal. That's how come guys hold out for as much money as they can when they get drafted, because injuries or you just, aren't performing, and they'll come, it's a churning. College football is big money and big time here in America. So they produce all these players that come out every year. So on these teams of 44 rosters, if you're not performing, they're going to get rid of you. And or if you're hurt, a younger guy's going to come. Now, you've got this new thing. It used to be 5 to 7 years. You got this new thing where guys are taking that first big money deal contract, playing it out, and then retiring. Who was the kid from San Francisco, Nick, that did that? That was rookie of the year, the linebacker. Oh, I cannot remember. And
I don't think he was rookie of the year, but he retired after a season or two. You're talking about?
Yeah, he said it's just not worth it. I got my money. Like the hits, they say that the average NFL hit is like getting into a car accident. Average big hit. Now, especially if you're a linebacker or a running back, you're taking those big hits multiple times again. A lot of times wide receivers taking hits from safeties. It is wear and tear. And why do people keep playing it? Man, football is an institution in America, period. All right, the amount of money that's involved in college football and even the NFL is ridiculous. But CTE is real. Injuries are real. And they've done some stuff to try to clean it up as far as late hits, big hits, unsafe hits, changing the helmet. But again, when you got a human being running into another human being full speed, and they're, using those helmets and shoulder pads as weapons, nothing good can come of it. My big question is, rugby uses no gear, and we see some massive hits there. How aren't there more injuries in rugby?
Aren't the helmets, what are the helmets made of in American football?
Plastic. It's a very hard plastic.
Something very hard, right. Yeah.
It's something very hard. So imagine being hit with something very hard inside of your head whenever you try and tackle someone, as well as the guy on the other side. So the way I see it is, if you fall in rugby, you just hit your head. But if you fall in American football, you also bounce off the helmet. At least that's my take. I don't know if that's how the helmet kind of works, but that's why you see a lot more concussions and a lot more issues with head injuries in American football compared to in rugby. And maybe that's why the rules are a bit more laxed about, you can hit them as hard as you want in American football. And in rugby, they're like, okay, ideally, don't hit them, don't clothesline them, for lack of a better term, or anything like that while running, So I think that could be the reason why it's a lot more in American football than in rugby. But that's how I see it.
No, I mean, it's a good point. I think you're not going to, unfortunately, most Americans are going to say you're crazy, you take the helmet off. But Jody's right. I've been watching clips from AFL, rugby. They're not the same thing. They're different things, but both those sports don't have the helmets and the pads and whatnot. And you have, according to the audience, you have a far less concussions in the AFL than you have in the NFL here in America. So I think different ideas need to be looked at. To be very extreme, to put this topic to bed, I think the most extreme thing would be any helmet tackles where it's obvious the helmet is that weapon that's being tackled. You get a year ban. Boom, boom, no pay. They gotta, if they really want to take it seriously, they'll take it seriously. But unfortunately, I feel like the NFL, they're looking at, we're making billions of dollars. We don't want to mess this cash cow up too much. So we'll do these small measures here and there. But it's just obviously it's not doing enough. And again, not trying to make excuses for Aaron Hernandez. What he did was inexcusable. But when you hear a scientist look at that brain who studies brains and say, I've never seen one even close to as bad as this one's been damaged, and he played the game of football, and he was concussed several times, you can't sit there and say, it's just a coincidence.
There's another, but that's not a cricketer or like a proper sportsman. I don't know if you remember Chris Benoit from the WWE.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Something similar happened to him because
Very sad.
the many concussions he had. He went on a spree about 15, 16 years ago as well. So that's definitely a thing that happens when you get hit on the head multiple times in your life.
And Stone Cold was asked about him, and he answered it very quickly. He said, I knew Chris for a few years. He was the nicest guy to me and everyone else in the locker room. He was a professional. You could always count on a great match with him. He knew exactly what he was doing, but what he did was inexcusable. And, you can't really make excuses because we don't have the facts, but it's really weird to see someone who had no history of violence besides playing, competing in the entertainment to go off and do that to his family. So, I mean, that is just, that is tough. We got a super chat here that we missed from Sup. What's up, Sup? In rugby, you have to use tackling techniques and no dangerous plays or you are out and fined. So they have that in the NFL. They have, good tackles that they teach them, tackling drills and whatnot. They have the ones where, heads to the side, you wrap around, you got to be safe. You don't leave with your helmet, all that kind of stuff. There's a proper way to tackle. You can get fined, you can get suspended. But for me, they're more drastic on these drug suspensions than they are on these tackling suspensions. Yeah. And you have the appeals process and whatnot, but they have those same measures. I just don't know if the NFL takes it as seriously as other sports do. One thing I like about cricket is they don't mess around, right? If you do something that's against the rules, you're done. You're going to lose your entire paycheck for the most part for that entire series or that match, or you'll be suspended. I mean, they don't mess around in cricket. And we're talking about saying, hey, you missed a call. You say that, boom, you're getting fined and you're not, you might not come back again. So I wish NFL took it more seriously, but anyways.
So to answer another question, somebody talked about Australia versus West Indies, and there's a game on Saturday. That starts at 4:30. I might be able to do the first hour of that game because unfortunately I got to work on Saturday. But and then on Monday, it depends what time I get to Utah. Well, we're leaving in the morning. Trey will be at practice, so maybe I'll be able to from the hotel room to catch some of that stream with that. I know Nick is going to be out of time on vacation as well, but definitely. The Tuesday, July 20th, 11:30 a.m. That's a perfect time. and it's an ODI versus Australia and West Indies. My 2 squads, so I'm going to be suffering no matter what happens. I'm guaranteed to be a loser in that game. I mean, I'm guaranteed to be a loser in any game. But yeah, we'll post it on the community page and be better about that to let you guys know when we're going to be going live.
Let me just get to Boomer's comment right here. Nothing but love, Boomer, but I disagree because in MMA, and Gabe can speak to this. I'm not an MMA fighter. He was a boxer. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gabe. And even in boxing, you know how to protect your mount. You're not always going to be able to protect it, but there's different techniques of mano y mano. You know where the punch is coming from most times. You know how to protect yourself. You get yourself in a good position. It's not like Rocky where they're just like trading blows head to head 50 million times a match. In NFL, you don't always know where that hit's coming from. You're a receiver and you get the ball and you have no idea, and all of a sudden this guy's coming in like a spear with his helmet coming. It's a completely different situation. And to Ozjod's point, when you're hitting that turf hard, the helmet, yes, it protects you to a certain degree, but it doesn't protect you 100%, obviously, because you can still get these concussions. So I think it's a completely different thing because mano y mano in boxing compared to this. Now, are there concussions in boxing? I'm sure there are tons, and in MMA. But I think it's a different situation.
Well, here's the thing. You don't know if there's a concussion in boxing because once you get dropped, you're done. All right. What's the definition of a concussion, right? They're going to drop you and you're on the ground. Most guys can't get up in that 10 count. So now you go to the corner, you receive medical condition, medical attention, and you're out of there. Where in football, a lot of times guys would play through concussions. Nowadays, they're understanding it more and pulling guys as soon as it happens. But that's one thing. 2 is if I'm a average fighter, from amateur ranks up into even when you first become pro, you go your 6 rounds, you go your 9 rounds, 10 rounds, whatever. You're only fighting 2-3 times a year. These guys are playing 17 games plus preseason games plus practices, OTIs. So they're taking many hits that way. And here's the thing. In boxing, one headshot might be enough to put you out. Good night. If it's a shot you don't see coming, good night. All right. Most of the time, like a Mayweather does, like a lot of guys, you're able to absorb that shot. You're able to make sure that you don't take the full brunt of that shot, where it's the blindside shots in the NFL that really lay people out. You don't see it coming. They hit you from behind, from the side, whatever. You're unprotected and it puts you to bed. So there's a difference there. I think that really the amount of football that they play, the amount of hits they take, it's the compiled hits where if you take your average boxer, like I said, you got so many hits in you, people. I've been there myself. I had a chin at one point. And then, towards the end, it was like, boom, I got tapped. Good night. That's just real. McGregor, you know what I'm saying? McGregor, hit him right now. All right. Get him in the he's done. You're going to get him in the right spot. It's not that you're that much stronger than him, but he's taken so many shots that the body has worn down. Think about how many shots he's really taken, though, compared to those NFL. Every hit is a collision. Every single one at practice, at games, at preseason. So they compile, and that's kind of what my perspective is on it. Here's the thing: the NFL don't care because there's been studies, there's been inquest, this, that, the other. It doesn't matter. They shut it down, and nobody's going to shut down that cash train. Period.
Yeah, absolutely. But these are great conversations, guys. We appreciate you joining us here for this match. Unfortunately, it lasts as long as possible, but I mean, it is what it is. Obviously, God is telling Nick, you got some husbandly duties to take care of, so I'm going to end this match early, if you believe in that kind of stuff. God caring about cricket. But a lot of questions about us being live streaming. Let me say this. My schedule for the rest of this month, I'm very, very busy, not available for about 80% of the rest of the month. My hope is that I'll be able to live stream one of the T20 matches, West Indies, Australia, this weekend. Because, that's 4 hours tops. T20 is quick and it's a lot of fun, like every other format. But not exactly sure about the rest of the live streams. Gabe mentioned he's going to try this or that later on in July. So we'll see what we can. Don't forget, though, if you need your live stream fix, Go ahead and see what Cricket for Us 2.0 is doing from time to time. He's doing live streams, not just Pakistan matches, all different types of matches, different types of formats. Go ahead and get your cricket fix there if CFA is not giving it to you. But we appreciate everyone who has joined us in the live chat so much.
Much appreciated that. Thank you very much, Nick, for the drop-in name and channel recommendation. Like I say all the time, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I'm a huge fan of the CFA Nation and everything. And it's just always a pleasure of mine to be able to share screen space with De Niro and Al Pacino of the streaming world.
Azjad, we are looking forward to your 1 minute. I can't do anything in a minute. I cannot do anything in a minute. Bro, I can't butter toast in a minute. I am looking forward to your 1 minute recap of this game. You know what I mean?
Gabe, I'm gonna sit down.
Cricket was played. Done.
I'm gonna wait till 3 hours from now when I'm angry, and I'm gonna try and video it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, but I look forward to those. I mean, it's a way when I'm busy between work to just let me catch up what's going on in the game. Other than just watching a box score, he has a real good way. If you guys haven't already done so, watch some of his 1 minute shorts, and he has a really good way of being able to recap a game in a minute. I don't know how he does it. I can't do it. You know what I mean? But it's awesome.
Thank you very much.
You can't butter toast because you got butter fingers, my friend.
And that used to be my name when I was a cricketer. Yes, there we go.
That's hilarious. Anyway, boys, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. A lot of fun hanging out with you guys. What's up, people? Joy, Schumann, Varun, Jody P. Boomer, Manitium. Thanks for hanging out. Much love. And until next time, that's 6 runs.
There we go.
Adios, guys. Be nice to one another.